on the roster. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the fuck he wants.
Jump in that bitch, jump in that fire.
I guess we'll never know.
Bitch.
I had the opportunity to watch Dune Part 2 6 days ahead of release in IMAX. Thank you, AMC Theaters. I watched Dune Part 1 earlier in the day, and I was kind of let down. I'll be honest, I was on my Denis Villeneuve hater arc. Blade Runner 2049, mid. Arrival, mid. Dune Part 1, mid. From what I've seen from his filmography, it just wasn't doing it for me, and Dune Part 1 was no exception. It was way too slow, and I was just on my hater shit thinking, why should I care about these characters? Who the fuck cares? This is boring space politics. You don't fool me. I know what you are. I got done with Dune Part 1 literally 10 minutes before Dune Part 2, and I was a minute late going into the theater, so tragically I missed Nicole Kidman's Oscar-worthy performance. But when I walked in, to my surprise, there was a sea of people. Not a single chair was empty except mine because I was late. And if you're an avid moviegoer like me, you should know that these theaters are always empty. When I watched Saltburn back in December, it was me and one other guy just awkwardly staring at each other every time something interesting would happen. But besides that, the entire theater was empty, and that movie is Letterboxd's 18th most popular movie of all time, ahead of Dune Part 1, which is the 27th most popular. So you can imagine my shock when I see the entire theater was full. I had to awkwardly navigate through the entire theater just to realize some bitch stole it. It was that full. So luckily I found an empty handicapped companion seat in the back right corner and enjoyed the movie. I don't usually go on my phone in the theater, but I recorded a video just so y'all can see what I'm talking about. There's so much to say about this experience. The last time I saw something even like this was for the opening night for Oppenheimer. But even then, I would say the theater was at 80% capacity. And the theater for this movie was like 105%. There was literally 2 people standing at one point. After I got done with the movie, I decided to repent for my sins and delete all my ratings off of Denis films for further future review. I really don't know how to explain this movie except a once-in-a-decade type movie. The 80s had Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and Back to the Future trilogies. The 2000s had the Lord of the Rings trilogy. The 2010s had the Avengers saga. And now in the 2020s, we have the Dune trilogy. That's how impactful this movie is. The visuals are beautiful. I mean, even before I was on my hater shit, I could acknowledge how stunning Denis' films were. He cooked here. He perhaps might have even peaked here. I don't know what Denis knows, but that man knows something about using the color orange because he knows how to fuck with that shit. I haven't seen any source material for Dune, so I went completely blind when I watched Part 1. I don't know how deep it dissected religion originally. It explored the ideologies and thought processes of the Christian, Jewish, and Muslim religion in a very intelligent way without coming off as anti-religion at all, but rather it shows what the power aspect of something like religion can present with manipulation and control over people. The performances were the cherry on top to this entire movie. I think Timothée Chalamet finally cemented himself as a serious adult actor as he starts to get older and moving away from teenage roles. Probably his best performance in his career so far. Again, I haven't read the book or seen David Lynch's Dune, but from what I understand, the character of Paul Atreides and how people are describing him, it seems like Timothy got it spot on. Zendaya was alright. I mean, she finds a way to make all of her characters extremely irritating and annoying. I thought Austin Butler did a great job as the villain in the movie. The people are saying he's the best villain we've seen on screen since Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight. I'm not going to say this, but that is just what the people are saying. The Christopher Walken cameo was pretty funny, but I think some of the characters were one-dimensional, but they fulfilled their purpose as their characters of the movie without getting into their psychology or whatnot on why they're doing what they're doing, which can easily make the movie come off as bloated. So Florence Pugh, Dave Bautista, Christopher Walken, etc., who are all great actors, kind of just check the box rather than going above and beyond, and I think that's perfectly fine because it ended up adding more to the movie by doing less. None of those actors try to take up the screen and had main character syndrome or anything like that. I will bet my life right now this is the movie of the year for me. What's going to beat it out? Inside Out 2? The Garfield movie? No. I think it's pretty obvious that the 2025 Oscars are going to be super predictable, and unless an A24 movie about family comes out that I'm not aware of, then this should take Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, Best Adapted Screenplay. I implore everyone watching this video to go see Dune Part 2 in IMAX. It's generally the only way to watch it. Please don't skimp out on this and wait for it to come out on digital. Think about how dumb your dad would look now if he thought back in the day, oh, I'll just wait for Return of the Jedi to come out on VHS. I don't need to go see it in theaters. your dad's a pussy. Go see it. Buy the $25 warm popcorn bucket. Have a good time. Cinema is back. But that's it from me. Get ready for my review of Dune Part 3 in 2029. My next video will be what I watch in February, so watch out for that. And I'll see y'all later.